Hi there, my name is Adam Kennedy, and aside from studying journalism at the University of the West of Scotland, I've recently began working with Scottish Lowland League team East Kilbride Football Club. The story that I'm focusing on today is their progression in the South Challenge Cup against Abbey Vale, with their match taking place down in Dumfries. Alongside enhancing my CV and providing me with invaluable experience, some of the work that I do with East Kilbride can also be used towards my journalism coursework. So it's an absolute no-brainer as far as I'm concerned to be working with the Kilby, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do so. Back in July, East Kilbride tweeted out that they were looking for a media officer. Whilst I was aware that it was an entirely voluntary position, I wasn't getting paid. This didn't affect my enthusiasm in any way. The website stated that this role is perfect for someone of student status and is particularly valuable in terms of work-related learning and gaining experience. And I wholeheartedly agreed. I emailed Sean Whitelaw, who is the head of media and communications at the football club, blissfully unaware that he is in fact on the same University of West of Scotland course as me, albeit he's in the year above. And through months of working together with Sean, I'd consider him a good friend, but he's one of many relationships that I've developed or I'm currently developing through my time at East Kilbride Football Club. Another relationship that I've had to develop is that of my main interviewee, East Kilbride manager Kevin Rutkiewicz. Before and after matches, I asked the gaffers pre-match and post-match thoughts on the game ahead or that's just been played, and in turn, this creates content on the club's social media channels and within my journalism packages for class. The story that I'm using is of relevance given that it is a knockout cup competition. Put simply, East Kilbride win and they're through to the next round. Lose and their cup run comes to an end. So regardless of the outcome, there's a talking point to be had. I travel with the team, so I had to drive to K Park, their home ground, before joining them on the bus to Dumfries. And obviously, while I'm there watching the game, I'm working before, during and after it. So I feel that STV's sports section of their news programme is pretty good in terms of capturing both an interview and relevant accompanying footage, although any real sports news programme would suffice here. That being said, I could also upload it to the club's social media channels. You see some football clubs now upload kind of stories of matches, albeit sometimes there aren't accompanying voiceovers. It tends to be more highlights based and cutaways. The trickiest part of carrying out my interviews is getting to K Park, where East Kilbride play. However, it is actually quite a nice drive from here. Kevin Rutkiewicz is always willing to talk, regardless of the result. So he's the perfect interviewee, given that he occasionally rambles, but pretty much does leave no stone unturned. He covers every base. He tells you everything that you want to know. And in terms of the game, it was practically perfect as well. Despite the freezing temperature in Dumfries, it was a sole goal game, scored by the informed striker, which made for the perfect piece. It was from the penalty spot, so I captured Bob McHugh's penalty. And again, the clip can be used in my final film. I did have a slight audio issue, which has since been removed in the final edit. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward. And like I said, with Kevin, he's great because he even pointed towards another big cup clash, a Lanarkshire derby against Hamilton Accies in the Scottish Cup the weekend after the Abbey Vale game. Now, in terms of ethical issues, I have no previous affiliation to the football club, so an ethical issue that I could encounter and do often encounter is bias. I'm asked in my pre- and post-match interviews to refer to East Kilbride as us and we, despite, again, not being a boyhood East Kilbride fan. And as I've previously stated, it's imperative that I establish a great working relationship with the manager. Our interviews are available online, they're in the public's interest, and I ultimately act as the link between fans and manager, particularly when I'm asking questions about issues such as team selection and that sort of thing. Lars T. Fadness of the University of Bergen in Norway claimed that bias can spoil research by indicating false associations or failing to detect true relationships. There's certainly true relationships being built. However, again, the false association is because I'm not a boyhood East Kilbride fan. I'm merely working for the club, so I do have to kind of get to grips with the playing staff, the coaching staff, and those that work at the football club despite not having that affiliation from birth. And Karen Saunders wrote in Ethics and Journalism Part 1 that reporters repel and attract. They are the 21st century equivalent of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like I said with Kevin, leaves no stone unturned. It's not like I'm extracting blood from a stone. It tells me everything I want to know, everything I need to know. And that's obviously reciprocated in the fans that go on and view all the interviews online, primarily on Twitter. Here's my list of references. Thank you very much for your time.